Okay, today we're going to start a new small commercial project. I'm going to start a brand new project here from the startup Revit screen. So I'll click here on New. In the templates dialog here, I'll choose Commercial Imperial. Click OK. A lot of things set up in this template. So we're going to start creating our model here basically by adding a couple of reference planes. So there, clicked on reference plane, and I'll just draw here a horizontal and vertical reference plane between our elevation arrows. Once you create them, go ahead here to modify, select the horizontal, click where it says click to name and give it a name. I'll choose HBLDG center. Press enter, and same thing except the letter B. Okay, so I have a couple of reference planes that define the center XY planes, and I'll start here by creating some levels, and I'll go here to the south view, and you'll see some of the levels that are already created in this template. And basically what I'll do here is start by defining level 1 as the ground floor. So I'll just call this 1_GRFL. Again, press enter, and it'll ask me here if I want to rename corresponding views. And when I click yes, you'll notice here that level 1 no longer is called level 1. So I'm going to create a few levels here, a few stories, rather than just a single level. First thing I'll do is click on the roof level, click on the temporary dimension, and then press 50. Okay, now I'll create a level just by drawing it. So we're set here in creating, a reference plane. So we have to go to architecture, level, and start drawing our level. Now here I'm drawing exactly 15 feet above, so that worked out very well. If it didn't work out, I could go back with modify selected, select the level, and adjust like I did with the roof. Next level, how I'll create it is by picking a line. So picking that line, I'll need to define an offset. So here this time I'll use 12. And now I need to be careful the way I select my level because it can go on either side. And there we go, we have another level, and finally we'll go back to the roof, select it, and change this distance to 12. So here I have a ground floor, second and third floor. So I'll go ahead and rename these levels, and you'll notice I always use numbers in front of my level names, simply because it kind of orders things in my project browser. You'll notice here in my project browser things are kind of disorganized at this point. Oops, clicked in the wrong place. And as I start here, and I'll click on roof, 4_. Okay. Okay, so now that that's all done and I have my levels created, I'll go back to the ground floor. In the ground floor, I'm going to create some more references, but not reference planes this time. I'll create a series of grids. Most commercial buildings have a grid system created. So I'll start first by drawing a grid. Again, I'll just draw one here, and I'll draw from right to left. Okay, and of course the dimension hasn't been established, so I'll like to change this to 10. And I can also, like I've done with other objects here, I'm just going to place a grid by selecting a line. So in this case, we're going to set an offset like that, and I'll choose my reference plane. Okay, and you see that the column tag is appearing on the wrong side, and we'll fix that a little bit later on. So I'll go ahead and finish off creating a few column grids that are centered about the central axis of the building, like that and like that. So I have basically a 20-foot column bay in the middle, and I'll want to create some more columns, but now with a 30-foot column bay dimension. So let's go ahead and set that to 30, and I'll use the same technique here of selecting a line and just create those quickly like that. Okay, so that one didn't work out very well. It created on the wrong side. So I'll just hit Control Z to undo that and click here to create on this side. Okay, so I have a whole bunch of column grids, and basically my tags are all in the wrong place. So let me start modifying these, and I'll start by numbering down this side. And one of the problems I'm going to encounter is number one grid is here, and I really want it to start there. So what I'm going to do here is actually number one, I'm going to change it to whatever, 22. And also I'd like to get these column bubbles on this side. So you see what I'm doing here is I'm just selecting those little check boxes, and that changes the location of the column tag or column bubble. Now let's see, this one here is supposed to be number 3, but there's probably a number 3 somewhere. So I'll have to override these and call them something else, just temporarily, so that I can do my numbered grids down this side. And so 2, okay, didn't like that. Oh yes, of course. So number 2 is still in use, and now I can do it and finish off here. Okay, and now I can go along the top. So as I remove the column bubbles along the bottom, I'll go back along the top and display them. And let's see, let's try and do it this way and display that one too. Okay, and just keep going along until we have all of these created. All right, so that one should be D and E, and finally F. Okay, so I have my column grids created and I have levels created, and you can see that our column grids are maybe a little bit beyond what would probably be good for the size of the building, and actually these maybe are a little too close. So you can go ahead and click on this little grip here and move them, and you can see that they all move together, right, which is quite nice. And then same thing here. I'll move that one over. Up, they're not moving together here, but they should here kind of snap into place, and now they'll probably, there we go, move together. Okay, so that's it for now, and we'll pick this up at another stage there where we'll actually create the columns themselves.